Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the sixth Aston Villa podcast with me and my mate Mitchell. We'll get straight into this one this week, Mitch, because once again, it was a relatively boring game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all you need to say. Yeah, in the first half, Watkins had a shot in the first 10 minutes. Great bit of play, hit the woodwork. Seventh time this season, Watkins has hit the post or crossbar. How is he consistently so unlucky?
I know. I think the football gods, above or against him this season. I think, obviously, let's just say half of those went in. Well, we can't split it in half, so we'll go 4 went in. It'd be up there with the top goal scorers
Yeah.
this season, and most of them should go in, but they're just bouncing post or. But yeah, I think he's very isolated up top at the moment without Grealish playing. But I don't think he's getting the service he would be if Grealish was playing. He's not getting the support he would. But let's just hope Grealish is back soon. And yeah, well, Grealish was obviously bored from the match. He was on his phone for most of it.
Yeah, I saw that. And the
Playing
mask
Football
was
Manager
down there as
21.
well.
Yeah, Football Manager 21.
Yeah, exactly. On his phone. About 5 minutes after the Watkins crossbar, Conser hit the crossbar as well in a really close shot.
Yeah.
So second time in 2 weeks now, Conser's been.
But he did it twice in one match. That, like, his first touch in the box is brilliant. It's like a striker's touch.
Yeah.
Gets it down, perfect for the shot, cracks it, and either goes over or hits the bar.
Yeah,
It's just so unlucky. I think
he could do some shooting practice.
Yeah, just about to say, definitely needs to. I was about to say learn off Watkins, but clearly he is hitting the bolt, hitting the post all the time. But yeah,
definitely. He get it later on in the game as well. But really, for the first half, that is all that actually happened. We dominated the first half, and we really did. I think he said Watford then. Wolves did nothing in the first half.
No, they literally didn't do anything. They just defended and defended. And
defended
to be
very
fair,
well.
we didn't take our chances. We didn't take our chances, and Wolves are very slow in the first half. We should have realised that, and we should have from the get-go started at 110% like it is the last 5 minutes when you're trying to score. That's what it should be from the get-go, just for a half. Let's get 2 goals up, and then the second half we come out, and then we slow the game down. We start past it backwards. We start getting possession. But Wolves are a very slow starting team, and if we acted on that and took our chances in the first half and went, let's just say the Watkins shot and the Conser shot went in, Wolves would have came out the second half like they did today. Thought, well, we've got a half to change it, and with our back line, we know we can hold teams. We need to start faster. We need to get those goals faster, so then we can relax as a team. But we can't relax for 70 minutes. And then after the 70th minute, think, oh, right, yeah, to win a football match, we need to score a goal. We need to start a lot faster and we need to take our chances. Otherwise,
here's the problem, though, with Villa. The past, let's say, 3 months. Since Boxing Day, we have scored more than 1 goal in a game once since Boxing Day. And that was in a 3-2 loss to Burnley. So clearly, suddenly, I think I heard the statistic earlier on as well in the game. In the first 13 games of the season, we scored 28 goals. And in the last 13 games, we scored 11.
But to be fair, you've got to realise, though, we had one game where we scored 7.
One. Yeah, but even
and
take
we've
that 7
also,
out,
that's 21 goals in how many games did you say?
13.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
It's good enough. Considering the goals we're conceding is quite little.
But then you've also got to look at it, though. So most of our wins this season have been 1-0s, 2-0 occasionally. And then obviously we had that one against Liverpool where we won 7-2. But it's a fact that if Villa score first this season, 10 times out of 10 so far, we've won. We're winning our games when we score first. So we need to come out and we need to get that goal. And then we need to keep pushing. But I know we spoke about it last week. but I just can't see where the goal's going to come from without Grealish on the team. And like we were saying off air, as you will, we don't look like an attacking threat when he's not on the pitch. And if our realistic goal this season is to get into Europe, which I hope we don't because it's far too soon. But anyway, we need a team that can win without Grealish, because Grealish can't play all the FA Cup matches, all the League Cup matches, all the Premier League matches, and all the European matches, because we'd get qualifiers as well. We'd have 60 plus matches, and he can't play all those games. So you cannot rely on one player to get you results, unfortunately. And we are at the moment.
I mean, we probably played the best 45 minutes we have without Grealish in the team in the first half, and we were perhaps unlucky not to get a goal. But luck doesn't come into it. You have to take your chances, and we've suffered from that all season, really, not taking chances. We should have scored a lot more than what we have. I think based on expected goals, we should be in the top 6.
Yeah, 100%. I think they said if we'd didn't they say if every time we hit the post it went in, we'd be top 4. If every time the ball hit the post, scored a goal, we would be in the top 4 of the Premier League. That just shows that maybe this season we have hit a bad luck run where some teams might shoot 4 and 4 go in. We're shooting 4 and 2 hit the bar and 2 go in. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think maybe luck does come into it a little bit when we're having this bad luck.
Possibly, but I don't know. We'll move on to the second half, and it was like 2 different teams came. It's like we swapped. It's like all the players have swapped shirts at half time and just decided to play for the other team. Wolves were all over us in the second half, but even then, Wolves didn't play particularly well. They should have done better. They should have scored at least one of those chances. We'll come on to it because it happened quite early in the second half, about 10 minutes in. It was a really well-worked set piece from Wolves.
Yes, Neto, wasn't it?
Neto, yeah, fantastic cross. Cozy was perhaps unlucky to get score. He hit the woodwork.
And
then, I always pronounce the name wrong. Said.
Yeah.
He should have scored. I mean, that's literally under the crossbar.
I think, though, you can understand when he's a centre-back here, the ball is in that position. His natural instinct and his thinking momentum is defend. Do you know what I mean? Like, his natural reactions are to get the ball over. It's not to score. So I think maybe when he's reacting so fast to something, because it's hit off the woodwork and went straight to him. So he's not had time to think about that. He's just got to react.
Yeah, just get a foot on. In that situation, you just get a foot on it and hope for the best.
It was harder to miss than score.
It is harder to miss, but it happens.
Luckily. And obviously we had that second one with Dendoncker, where he missed a sitter as well, didn't it? It came to him. It was onside, his turn, and then Martinez saved it, didn't it?
That was Cozy. Yeah, it was kind of Cozy, I'm sure it was.
Sure, it was Dendoncker.
Well, we'll have to see afterwards who it was.
We will. I'll stick it in the comments who it was.
Yeah, I think it was kind of Cozy. Great save by Martinez. Pure reaction save, weren't it? I mean, they were saying during the match and before the match, how did Arsenal let him go, really? And more importantly, how did they not play him for 10 years? He's one of the best keepers in the league. He is one of the best keepers in the league. There's no debate around it.
Yeah, you don't get that quality overnight.
No.
That quality doesn't just happen. Like, he's obviously had that quality for years. And obviously Arsenal must have been playing him in like under 23 matches or FA Cup matches every so often. How have they not seen how good he is? Because he's by far, I'd probably say this season, the second or third or first best goalkeeper in the league.
He's probably the best keeper in the league, I'll say. Yeah, he is. We've talked about that in the team season. Think he's the best keeper in the league.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I agree.
Today his delivery was a bit off.
Yeah, his distribution. I heard the commentators slated him. He rolled the ball out to Douglas Luiz, who took a heavy heavy touch, and they were slating him. No, like he's rolled the ball out to Luiz. It's not Martinez's fault that Luiz has took a heavy touch that has then gone to Wolves. It's Luiz's fault. He should have got his head up and then pinged it over the back four or something. But he wasn't great at his delivery today.
No, and neither was he last week. It could be that groin injury he had.
Yeah, it could be. He's not kicking it, is he?
He's not kicking it very far either, more importantly. No. Usually he'll ping it to Watkins, and he's not done it in 2 games now.
No.
So clearly there's something wrong where he's not able to kick the ball as well, and perhaps making it's not really well. Nothing came of it, so it's all right. Luckily, we did not mention. How did we forgot to mention Barkley passed the ball to Konakosi.
I know.
Or Dendonka. I think it's Konakosi. He passed the ball.
Definitely Dendonka.
No, he passed the ball directly. He passed the ball directly to him. Who on earth in their own box for a set piece tries to bring it down on like the outside of your foot, inward towards the goal? I mean, he came on in the 60th minute because Sanson clearly has an injury or something like that.
To be fair, speaking of Sanson, we didn't mention that in the first half. I know we're going to disagree on this, which will be good. Good for the viewers. But Sanson, first half, he really got into the game. And I think his ball running, his creativity, and just his quality, you could see that he was a Champions League player. You could tell that he has played with the best because he's doing stuff that Luiz, even Barkley, and definitely McGinn can't do. Like when he's getting the ball, his first time passing it, something just as simple as that, but it's always going to feet. I don't know, like first 20 minutes of the match, he did pass it back and he was very safe for the first 20 minutes, but you would be if you've signed for a team and the only thing you've got is the last 10 minutes and then you've got your first start, you are going to be safe, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
You are going to start a bit slow, but as the half went on and he started moving higher and higher up the pitch and started taking risks, I think he really got into it. And I honestly think that moving forward, now we've seen him and what he can do, he's in our starting 11 every week.
I would agree, purely, but I actually base it on the fact that Barkley's crap and Ramsey isn't good enough. I think that I agree with what you say about Sanson on the ball. Clearly, he's very talented on the ball. He's able to glide past players, and he's one-touch football. He's good. He ran into trouble a couple times, but it happens.
But the thing is as well, he needs to get used to the Premier League. The Premier League is a very physical league, and he's coming from France, where they're all a bunch of
farmers.
Yeah, and they're not a very physical league, is it? It's quite a slow paced. Well, slow paced is in the ball move side to side, but then obviously you've got fast wingers. That's the way they play. Mm-hmm. And obviously he's come into this Premier League where it's quite a physical league.
It's high intensity. It is high intensity
it is.
As well.
So he does need to get used to that a bit. And he is going in 50-50 with challenges because obviously he doesn't want to get injured. But in the Premier League, you can't do that, which he will find out.
Yeah.
And he will get used to it.
I was perhaps a bit harsh on him last week. Sorry, against Sheffield United. But I'm going to be harsh on him now as well. All those things, understandable. I thought he played relatively well, but his delivery, the corners and the crosses, I don't think a single one hit a man.
He had a few that went into a dangerous area. But I'm sorry, when we've got people crossing it in, when we've got people crossing it in, and you've only got Watkins in the box,
I'm about corners,
you cannot every time.
Corners or after a corner where it went in towards the penalty spot, but there was no one. One, either no was making that run there, but it happened about 3 times, which means that it's a tactical thing of not to make a run into that penalty spot. They wanted somewhere else. And he was still hoofing it in there for Saints to just head it away. And he did it a couple of other times as well. So I think delivery, we are sorely missing someone that can take a corner.
Oh yeah, because even Target used to be great at crossing in, and his crosses used to be deadly. But now his crosses aren't beating the first man. If they do, they're going over the last man.
Yeah.
But I also think that we can't play this crossing game if we've only got Watkins in the box. We can't do this crossing in with one player in the box because that one player's got 3 players around him.
Yeah.
And like, you think about it, mathematically, it's not plausible. Like, he cannot win a header against 3 players. Unfortunately, we need Traore coming in from the right when we're crossing it in from the left, and then we need Trezeguet coming in, and we need Barkley or McGinn or Sanson, whoever's playing that attacking midfielder, to get in there. We need 3 players in the box.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to work.
No, I agree with that completely. Traore was doing that for a few games. He seemed to have stopped. He seemed to be on the edgy box more. I mean,
Can't be asked. He wants the glory, doesn't he? He wants the ball to come out. And he wants to volley it. It's just...
The problem is, though, he scored about 4 of his goals from it sort of falling to him inside the box.
Yeah, exactly.
So you do wonder why he's not getting in the box more, because that's where he scores his goals, apart from the one goal that was outside the box.
Yeah.
We'll come on to Traore now, because first of all, we'll just say, is there any, before we come on to best player, worst player, is there any notes you made about the game? Anything particularly interesting or noticeable?
I just like I say, I've just the whole Villa thing with the crosses, that we're playing a system and we're not playing it correctly, unfortunately, because we can't play this crossing ball with just one player in the box. It's not going to work. I've got a lot about players on here, like just poor passing, poor basics.
Yeah.
No effort from players, but we'll get onto that in a second because I'm going to roast them all. So,
well, we don't have time to roast all of them, just some. So we'll start negatively, Ben. Rather than give me your worst player, but also give me your 3 worst. The 2.
Okay, so right.
Start at number 3, 3rd worst player.
So, not the worst, but yeah. I'm with you. Okay.
You can tell this has been pre-planned.
Yeah, definitely. Right, I'm gonna go Trezeguet. Not because of effort or anything like that. He just isn't a good football player. And as harsh as that sounds, like, he's not. Yeah, fair enough, he's professional, he's better than me. But he's not a good football player. He tries, he puts effort in, but you need quality with that effort to be a good player, and he hasn't got it. So unfortunately, because of the opportunities and the amount he has the ball, he's going to be my 3rd worst. Are we going to go your 3rd worst now, or should I just say all mine and then you say all yours?
3. Two of ours are going to be the same.
Okay, so my next one is Traore. Like, literally, the only notes I've got on here for Traore: did he play? What did he do? Like, I can't remember one thing he did, good or bad, because there wasn't anything bad, because he didn't do anything.
He didn't do a thing apart from pull his
leg,
himself. That's the only memorable thing he did, himself.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna say 2 for my worst, because I forgot about this player, so I'm gonna So there is 2 anyway, because I couldn't differentiate between these 2. Luiz and Barkley. Luiz could not be asked.
Yeah.
He didn't win. He didn't want to be on that pitch today. He didn't want to play. It's cold day, maybe. Couldn't be asked. He'd rather sit at home.
He's probably annoyed that he got benched.
Yeah, but you don't pull a tantrum. You don't pull a tantrum and can't be asked. What you do, you put effort in, prove that you should start. Yeah. And then the worst player is Barkley. We need to send him back. We're wasting money on wages.
Yeah.
We're wasting money on wages. Yeah. But once Grealish gets back in the team, he'll start Barkley again, just because everyone thinks that they've got this relationship on the pitch, but they haven't. It's just Grealish has to play better because he's got donkeys like Barkley on the pitch.
Their 1-2 game is quite good, but it's the other stuff that he's not good enough at. He's too slow, he's lazy, his decision-making is always subpar. His shooting has always been bang average. He's got a couple goals this season, couple of assists. They're all in the first 5 games anyway. He's inconsistent.
When he had to prove that he's got it, and he's fooled everyone now, because even the bloody... I do apologise about that. Even the bloody commentators now are going, well, he's proved it. You can clearly see that he's a bloody good player. But he's not.
He's had 3 good games all season. And
They
people
always
make
say he's got
excuses
this.
for him.
Yeah, he's got this quality. He hasn't.
No.
Just for 3 matches this season, he tried. And like with Trezeguet, if Barkley had his skill level and Trezeguet's effort, he'd be a decent player. Not a great player, decent. But he hasn't, and he can't be asked to play.
No.
So he's another wasted talent. He's another English wasted talent that could have been good, but due to silver spooned at a young footballing age, he's realised that it doesn't have to work to get good things.
Yeah, exactly.
So he doesn't try, and he's another wasted talent. And we could talk about wasted English talent all day long.
Yeah,
but
and we will another time. That's a good idea for a video. That is, make sure well done.
I'm the money maker.
You're the money. You've got. Yeah, I wouldn't say you've got a money maker.
This is the money maker.
That's the money maker.
Not the face.
Not the face. Yeah, don't hurt your money maker. My 3 worst players.
I was about to go. My money maker is.
My money maker is my computer. I do all the editing. My top 3 worst players, I should say. My 3 worst players were as well as you. I'll put Barker on the eggs. I just hate him. He's crap. He can be there. He could be on the bench, and I still put him as your worst player.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I'll go.
He could be in the stands, and he'd be the worst player.
Yeah, Grealish was our best player just by watching.
Well, he didn't even watch. He was on his phone. We've established that.
Yeah,
playing Candy Crush.
Yeah, exactly. I would say Louise again. The exact same.
Sleeping pill crush.
Yeah, sleeping pill crush. Vodka crush.
Yeah. Oh, go on, carry on.
Where was I? Louise, same as what you said, lazy, isn't he? He's a lazy player sometimes. You know he can be, and his passing is usually a strong point, but it was sloppy. His passing was very sloppy today.
He didn't want to be there.
No, quite possibly that's the reason. And worst player, I mean, I'm surprised you didn't mention Al Mohammedi because originally. No,
I felt like I slated him far too much last week, and I feel like this week he won some aerial duels. We didn't concede because of his sloppy defensiveness, and I don't think he was the worst player on the pitch.
Oh no, he wasn't. But I would say he's in the running.
I
would talk about top 3. I would say his passing and delivery was so poor.
Again, you're wrong.
But I'm right. Yes, you're right. I'm wrong. We might as well just move on then. All right. So, who's your best player then, Mr. Ross?
Yeah. We'll just ask me because your input is irrelevant.
Yeah, thank you.
No, my best player. Can't we do 3 again? No.
Give me your best player and then give me an honourable mention. Otherwise, he's not really the best player if he's sharing it. And when I say best player, I mean best player in 45 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna go Conser because he got in positions attackingly. Fair enough, he didn't score them, but he's not a scorer. And that last inch tackling, and when he's in the box, he sprints back, he gets back into position. And I think him or Mings, I could have said either of them. They're both just solid.
Make it interesting. I'm going for Mings. Shocking, I know. Both of us are praising Mings the past few weeks.
I know, yeah. He did do, though. The reason I didn't give it him is because last 5 minutes, he went to clear the ball, miskicked it, and the Wolves had a shot, which is why I didn't give it him. Because he did his typical Mings error mistake, in a match. Mings mistake, yeah. He did his Mings mistake. And luckily, this time, it didn't result in a goal. But that's why I didn't give it him.
I'll tell you the reason why I'm giving it to him is because he scared the living daylights out of Neto in the first 10 minutes.
That was a proper tackle. Love that.
Just clobbering him and winning the ball. And then Neto didn't actually try and beat him after that. No. Which is what you need to do. It's what Target needed to do, really.
Yeah.
Just clobber him once and put the fear into him. Mings is quicker than he looks. For a man of his size, he's quick. He can sprint.
Strides are big, that's why.
Yeah.
His strides are so big. And he used to be a left back, didn't he? Did I hear right? In the commentary, did they say that he never made it I can't remember what team he tried out for, but it was too small.
Southampton. When he was at Southampton as a youngster, he was let go because he wasn't big enough. I mean,
is he 6'4"?
He either hit puberty at 24, or they were just looking at somebody else, or what they want a goalkeeper. Do they want to be a goalkeeper?
He's 6'4".
He's massive.
He's bigger than Martinez.
Yeah.
He's bigger than bloody Jed Steer, standing on Jed Steer's shoulders.
yeah. He's an absolute monster of a player as well.
He's huge.
Yeah. So that was it's a weird one. But I remember. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's not great to Villa. So.
But anyway, I think another honourable mention. Since his injury, McGinn has been woeful.
Mm-hmm.
But today, he looked like he was getting back to some form, where I know we both said last week he should be rested. However, I'm glad we didn't, because he played brilliantly today. He did. He was like we're saying now, he was one of the best players on the pitch. He was everywhere. He was everywhere. He was busy. He was going in for tackles. He was doing his short passing looked good again. His 1-2s were good.
Yeah.
And his long passing was good again. He did a few cross fields and he went to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I think. Did you just yawn on the podcast?
No.
Am I boring you?
It's best we don't talk about that, Mitchell. But I agree that McGinn had a good game. He did. He was working hard. And I can kick you from this call. But careful. I'm the money maker, not you. Anyway, so I've not looked at what our next game is.
It's Newcastle, isn't it?
It's Newcastle. So we'll probably
let's just review Newcastle, and if it's not Newcastle, you can cut it.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, no, I'm not even going to look, Mitch. It's just going on.
On. Newcastle. Sanson starts for me. Grealish starts for me. El Ghazi starts for me. Watkins, obviously. So you got Grealish, Watkins, El Ghazi. Then you got Sanson, McGinn, Nakamba. And then you've got Target, Mings, Konsa, Kessler, and then Martinez in goal. I've gone the other way just to annoy you, because I know how much it's annoying you that I'm going from forwards to defence.
You go goalkeeper up, and you go right back to left back as well. You're a maniac. Yeah, really.
I know Kessler won't start, but he needs to, because anything's got to be better than El Mohammed.
Yeah, definitely. Don't know if Grealish will be back by next week. It's a week, so he might be.
They said he would be.
They said he would be. We have to wait.
They wouldn't lie to us, would they?
Villa staff not telling the truth for our player's injury.
Exactly, yeah.
How unrealistic. Just look at fantasy football. If he suddenly gets back in everyone's teams, he's playing.
It's crazy that. Well, they've stopped Villa players doing it, haven't they?
Yeah, I think
they must be kicking themselves now if all their players get injured.
Yeah.
And then they can't, they're not getting any points.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the problem is, Mings looked like he hurt himself. Luckily, he looks okay. Traore came off a few minutes after hurting himself. Sanson is probably just a precautionary thing. Yeah, Traore's fine. It's probably just a precautionary thing for Sanson. But it was only a matter of time before injuries started adding up for us. It was only a matter of time. Cash, any news when he's back next week, maybe week after?
Yeah, I think he's back in training this week. So, and Wesley, I believe, is playing for the under-23s.
Ah, is he?
He's playing matches now, so he should be back soon. Where I don't understand why they keep asking. Is this just going to sit on the bench? He's not going to start up with Watkins.
No.
And like all Villa fans on the forums, and you keep telling me, no matter how much I want it to, Smith won't play two up front.
Well, look, when Davis came on, Watkins played on the wing.
I know, but
go 4-4-2. Can play on the wing, so it gives
Smith doesn't want him to. But Smith took him off the wing on purpose to make him a striker.
Yeah,
so
but if he lasts
he's
10
not
minutes,
going to move
15
him back
minutes,
to the wing.
Not permanently, no chance. But for 10-15 minutes as an option,
Yeah.
You can put him out on the wing.
I think because he naturally drifts wide.
Anyway,
he should be a striking force with Grealish behind him. Because then on the counter attack, Grealish can go one way, Watkins can go the other way, and then Wesley through the middle. Because that's naturally Watkins drifts wide. And naturally, Grealish drifts wide.
Well, comes in,
exactly.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But so if he started in the middle, he would go out wide. Wesley would go down the middle. And then whichever way you go, if you pass it to Watkins on the right, Watkins runs down, crosses it in, you've got Wesley and Grealish in the box. You get Grealish down the left, and then if he whips it in or Target whips it in, then you've got Wesley and Watkins in the box, and that is a dangerous attack force.
Yeah, but we just have to wait and see, Mitch. You have to just call Dean Smith yourself and say, "Oi."
Well,
Dino,
yeah. I tried that. Tried that. It's got quite high fences as well.
Well, on that cheery note, we will end Mitchell's stalking of Dean Smith. We'll end on Mitchell's stalking of Dean Smith, and we'll see you again next week after a 0-0 draw with Newcastle, where Watkins hits the crossbar, Konsa has an amazing touch in the box and then misses, and El Mohammadi gets skinned by St. Maximin.
So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that matchup. Are you saying 0-0 then, are you, next week?
I'm saying 0-0.
Against Newcastle. I'm going 2-0 Villa. Grealish is back. He's going to want to play in it. And he's not played for a long time, which means we're going to get the best Grealish. And I'm looking forward to it.
We hope.
And that Maxima is all mouth, and he's not a great player. No. He's not took the Premier League by storm, has he?
No, he's got moments, but he's not. I think
consistent. I'm just happy that today, for whatever reason, Nuno played Neto on the right. Where you'd play him on the left against bloody El Mohammadi.
But Adama Traore is probably thinking Adama Traore is faster, but he didn't do anything.
He's not scored or assisted a goal all season.
I know. I've heard someone call him a Daniel James with a gym membership.
Daniel James with a gym membership. I like Daniel James. Man United, he on about. I like him, I do. I think he's a good player.
Well,
not a United standard player. I'd have him at the Villa.
Well, yeah. Him or Trezeguet.
I'd have him over. I'd have him over Traore.
Yeah, and El Ghazi.
And El Ghazi and Trezeguet. Mate, I'd have him playing right back instead of bloody El Mohammadi.
He'd probably do a job. He'd make a mistake, but he'd be back to sort. That's what Carl Walker made his career on.
Yeah, and Walcott.
Exactly.
Just fast.
Yeah, just quick. Anyway, before we ramble on anymore, thanks for joining me again, Mitchell. To all the people that are watching, if there's anyone watching, leave a like, share, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. You know the drill by now. See you again next time. Yeah. Bye.
See you later.